What is up everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be all about if it fits your macros versus keto diet. If you've come to this video from the title and you are here to defend keto diet, sit back, relax, and just wait for me to get to my main points, because I'm not here to judge anyone based on their lifestyle choices or their dieting preferences. This video is merely just to explain keto diet and if it fits your macros so that you can make an informed decision on what is best for you. And I also want to cover why I personally choose to do if it fits your macros and why I think that it is more sustainable for me versus keto diet. So I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you enjoy it, and as always, if you do, please remember to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Before I go into comparing keto diet with if it fits your macros, I would like to just give a quick background on the two of them. So keto diet was started in the 1920s to help with epilepsy. It is the idea of being high fat and low carb, and keto has also been prescribed to certain people with terminal illnesses and other serious health conditions. If it fits your macros is based on the idea of not eliminating any food groups. So it's a balance of proteins, fats, and carbs calculated to suit you, your lifestyle, and your goals. So it's using an app such as MyFitnessPal to track your proteins, fats, and carbs, your macronutrients, in order to achieve your goals. I personally have been doing if it fits your macros for quite a while now, a few years. I have in the past tried high fat, low carb, and I honestly did not last long at all. So this is just a very basic explanation of the two. In terms of which one is best for you, it really depends on the individual. So there's a few things to take into account. The first thing I want to say is that all diets for fat loss share the same principle, and that is a caloric deficit. So whether you are doing paleo, Weight Watchers, carnivore, keto, if it fits your macros, whatever other kind of diet you can think of, all of them share the same thing, and that is a caloric deficit. It is eating less calories than you burn. So in terms of keto versus if it fits your macros, if your caloric deficit was calculated to be 1500 calories that are, low carb, high fat, or reasonably high protein, and if it fits your macros, 1500 calories of a balanced proteins, fats, and carbs, it's still 1500 calories. So you will still lose weight on either or, but it really comes down to your preference. I know that I absolutely love carbs, so me cutting them out isn't realistic. I also find that I perform better in the gym when I'm eating higher carbs, and I have on previous competition preps had to cut my carbs below 120 grams, which is still high if you're talking about keto diet. A lot of people on keto diet are eating anywhere under 50 or even under 20 grams of carbs a day. So for me personally, that's just not even something I want to try doing. I personally love eating carbs, and I would prefer to eat well over 200 grams of carbs every day if I had it my way. So when it comes to choosing what is going to be best for you, it's about thinking what you can do long term. So if someone tells you that you can lose a certain amount of weight in 6 weeks doing, say, keto diet, and you try it, but the moment you start it, you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to have carbs again. Then after the 6 weeks, you go back to what you were doing before, and you end up gaining that weight that you lost back and more, then that's not really something that is worth doing, because it's not sustainable for you. You don't enjoy it, and you don't feel like you can do it long term. However, if you're someone that's not so much fussed on carbs, maybe you prefer fats, and you feel that you could do this forever, go for it. Keto diet, there are people that do it long term and they absolutely love it, but it really depends on the individual. And most people I talk to prefer to have carbs as opposed to no carbs. A lot of people will message me and they'll say, I really want to lose weight, but I don't want to cut out carbs. And the truth is, it's not that you have to cut your carbs down super low, it's just that you have to control your portions and your overall caloric intake across a week. So this means that you do need to control your food portions, but it doesn't mean that you need to eliminate any certain food groups. And of course, by eliminating certain food groups, you're also cutting back the chance of getting the essential micronutrients that you need. So I personally absolutely love fruit, but some people on keto will have have berries, but they're not going to have any other kind of higher carb fruits. And I love everything from pineapple right through to watermelon to bananas, apples, any kind of fruit, you name it, I'll probably like it. So for me personally, I just prefer to have that balance of proteins, fats, and carbs. When it comes to making meals and meal prep or eating out and things like that, it is easy nowadays to meal prep whether you want to do keto or normal. There's so many different awesome, keto-friendly snacks out in the supermarkets these days. So there's a lot of cool recipes online that you can do, or snacks you can buy in the supermarket. Same with if it fits your macros. It's super easy to meal prep for either or. In terms of eating out, there's not too many restaurants that are super keto-friendly unless you're just going for something like meat and vegetable type meal, which is super simple to do. Like for example, I pretty much would eat, chicken or steak and vegetables when eating out, but it is harder for those of you that are going to events and things wanting to do keto diet, because a lot of, family dinners or family lunches, barbecues, and events where there's a lot of platters are not necessarily going to be keto friendly. So either means that you're going to have to bring something that you can eat to the event, or that you don't eat there and you just wait until after, or you eat before you go. So it just depends again on your lifestyle. And if you have supportive friends and you're having a barbecue, it can be super simple to prepare keto friendly meals for you to have in that situation. However, I know that if I am tracking macros, it allows me to not stress over eating out with friends or having a family dinner. No one needs to stress about preparing, say, a specific diet type meal for me. I can eat whatever I want as long as I save calories for it and fit it into my macros. And on both situations, you know what, I think it's just important to realize what your goals are in terms of, do you want to relax more and enjoy a meal out with family or friends, or do you want to stay on track with whatever you're doing? And for me personally, it is easier to stay on track when I'm doing something like If It Fits Your Macros that has no food police, and it allows me to eat the foods that I enjoy throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. Something else I want to talk about is calorie counting in general. So if all these kind of diets, whether it's keto, Weight Watchers, whatever it is, revolve around a caloric deficit, then counting your calories and having an understanding of your caloric intake can be really helpful. So some people will switch over to keto diet and they will get great results because they've cut out one food group, which automatically decreases their caloric intake. Like if you're someone that has carbs all throughout the day and you just suddenly drop off the carbs, but you're eating pretty much the same thing, you're still going to cut your calories down, which is why you're losing weight. Another thing is, as you cut your carbs out, you're storing less water, so you're going to drop a bit of water weight in the first 2 weeks, which of course is going to give you that boost of motivation to think, oh look, I'm losing weight, it's working. But on the flip side, if you were to say jump into keto diet and you had no understanding of calories whatsoever, and you were, having whipped cream, you're having straight cream with berries, you're having salmon, nuts, snacking on all these high fat foods, which are therefore higher calorie because 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, then of course you might find that you either stay the same weight or your weight actually increases and you end up gaining more body fat because you're eating more calories than you were before because your foods are so high in fat. So by learning how to count calories and getting an understanding of your proteins, fats, and carbs in certain foods that you're eating, this can actually allow you to make better informed decisions when eating out or when meal prepping so that you can achieve your goals. I personally love to use MyFitnessPal to track my calories. So even if you do want to do keto diet, I highly recommend that you actually use MyFitnessPal to track your calories so that you have an understanding of what you're actually putting into your body in terms of your caloric intake. This will help you in other areas of life on your fitness journey as well, because if you do decide that you are tired of keto diet and you want to introduce carbs back in, you can then of course just track your calories and be eating the same amount of calories whilst having a better balance of proteins, fats, and carbs. Now, one thing I want to touch on is social media, progress photos, and marketing companies. So many companies out there are there to promote to you. They are there to make a lot of money as fast as they can, and they don't care about your health. They just want to make a quick buck. And one thing I've noticed on my fitness journey is that a lot of my transformation photos have been shared by keto kind of friendly promoting pages. They're selling quick fixes, they're selling detox teas, they're selling the keto diet as a lifestyle. But I personally think that any kind of company that needs to use other people's transformation photos to promote their product isn't necessarily genuine, and is it really legit? Like, if they're having to use my progress photos and my friends' progress photos that have never done keto diet in their life, then why are they doing that? Like, don't they have enough of their own testimonials to promote their product? So I really just want to stress the fact that you cannot believe everything you see on social media. If you see someone's transformation photo and it's, you know, quoting that they lost X amount of kilos or pounds in a short amount of time, I just really want you to think about it, think, is it real? And then do your own research on the back end of that, because chances are it might not even be someone that did keto diet. And I have asked these pages to stop sharing my progress photos, but you know, you just can't help it. They're still going to keep doing it. They are allowed to, and it's just down to the individual buyer that is going to choose whether they believe these pages promoting these kinds of products or not. So I just want you to not get your hopes up when you sign up to some kind of a quick fix type program online. You're not alone if you've done this before and you've wasted some money. Everyone's done it at some point in their life, but just realize that at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you find a lifestyle that you enjoy and that you see yourself doing long term. I am so passionate about that, and honestly, I just wish someone had taught me from day one about using my fitness power, how to count your calories, and the fact that, you know what, you can eat ice cream and get the results that you want on your fitness journey. I hope that this video has helped you. For those of you that do keto diet, that is absolutely amazing. I hope that you love it. For those of you that were thinking about doing it but you weren't quite sure, I hope that this video has opened your eyes up to more about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it is about finding what works best for you and being able to eat the foods that you enjoy. And for me personally, carbs are a part of that. Like, what is life without sweet potatoes, honestly? And I feel like this wouldn't be a kind of if it fits your macros friendly video if I didn't show you some of my favorite meals right now. So I thought I would show you some of my favorite kind of higher carb meals, just so that you can have some inspo. And yeah, I don't know, I just love carbs, and I thought I'd share some of my favorite meals / kind of recipes with you. Another thing I wanted to add about if it fits your macros is that I think with social media, sometimes it can get a little bit confusing when people say like, oh, you can eat donuts, you can eat ice cream, you can eat chocolate and still achieve the results that you want. So people get this idea that if it fits your macros is all about eating processed foods. And in all honesty, for some people it might be like that, but for me personally and the rest of the Julie Fit Squad, it's really not. It's about having around an 80% whole foods approach with a 20% soul foods approach. So this means that you are hitting your fiber intake, you're drinking enough water, you're primarily eating whole foods, but you're not opposed to having a little bit of chocolate on your oats, or maybe having an ice cream on a Friday night after a long week. It's kind of just learning to balance out your week with foods that you enjoy alongside foods that fuel you to get you stronger in the gym, and not stressing out if you want to have a cookie without feeling like you need to eat the whole pack of cookies. So I really wanted to put in a little disclaimer there. I'm not promoting that everyone go out and eat ice cream all day every day because it fits into their calories, but I am all about making sure that you are enjoying the foods that you're eating and getting in a majority of whole foods, hitting those micronutrients, getting your fiber intake up, drinking enough water, sleeping, living a healthy lifestyle, and not stressing out if you feel like having some Nutella on toast. Okay, let's get started on showing you some of my favorite meals right now that definitely include carbs. Microwave it for a couple of minutes, 1 so you can squish it down, but 2 so it cooks faster in the oven. I forgot how sticky whey was, so it's kind of a little bit clumpy, so you would use less liquid, but anyway, it's time to put it in the oven. All done, nice and crispy. Super simple meal I have been loving recently. So I've got this chicken here, it's 100 grams raw, but I cooked it in the pan last night, and then I've got this chickpea pasta that I actually found in the supermarket last weekend. So all it is just chickpeas. The macros are quite friendly. I'll be having 50 grams of that. Once I have cooked up the pasta, I will be heating up my chicken and topping it with some diced tomatoes. I always choose this can of tomatoes because it's only got 2 ingredients, and that is organic tomato juice and organic diced tomatoes. To show you the importance of weighing food, so this is what I want. Probably if I was doing it without weighing it and had no idea about macros, I would do that, and that's, 112 grams versus the actual serving size, which is about 56 grams. Carbs, 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 carbs. Talk about balance. So we have 20 grams of natural peanut butter, 16 grams of dairy-free baking chocolate chips, and 1 spicy fruit muffin. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of my favorite meals right now, as well as my chit chat on all things keto and if it fits your macros. As always, if you did enjoy it, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile.